Many people come in looking for help with shoulder problems and or neck problems. They usually think it's one and not the other. It's almost always both. This shoulder girdle complex, your shoulder is not just this part. It's also the collarbone and the shoulder blade. It creates this movable shoulder girdle that should be able to go around on your ribs, sliding back and forth to all sorts of movements. That should all be supported on top of a rib cage and a spine that are well aligned and supported. But what often happens is something is shifted in the lower back, in the pelvis. It's causing the ribs and the spine to do something like this, and this is now a terrible base for a shoulder. The shoulders slip forward, the neck gets pulled forward, and it all stiffens right in through here. And people don't move there anymore. The shoulder no longer has its support and its mobility through here. This then becomes the movement of their shoulders. They think they've got full range of motion. Now, this is a very compromised shoulder that is going to be injured by trying to use it. So they will have shoulder problems, they'll have neck problems, and it has a lot to do with what the ribs are doing underneath that. Now, let's not just blame the ribs. What the ribs are doing has a lot to do with what the pelvis is doing underneath that. But if you want your shoulders to work better, you need to get the ribs back to where they're both movable and underneath your shoulders and your neck. That gives the shoulders a place to settle back into where they have support and all the internal structures aren't holding on for support and protection. I don't know if you could hear it just now, but as I shifted back to this position, my voice got deeper and easier again. Because when it's over here, I'm using my diaphragm and my throat, they're closing off. I'm using them to hold me up instead of do what they're supposed to do. My shoulder is just plain sitting on top of that, and it gets all of this movement and it gets injured. It gets in pain. But give the shoulder the base that it needs, and it can strengthen again, it can move again.